Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this is for you, and welcome. It's me, Wingish Nibe, Mishkiki Queen. It's your friendly, sweetgrass water medicine woman. Welcome. It's also Christiana Carr and Chris Carr, superstar, all this beautiful divine being right here, and welcome all you beautiful divine beings right here too. Yes, I found this ring. Oh, it's from the first powwow I did in Hiawatha. But I'm a friend of mine, Fiona Newman, in the Healing House School. Beautiful stuff. She's still out there. Yeah, I've had crisis and stuff, but I was still always say beautiful things about that beautiful being. And we're all humans on our journeys here, okay? Perfectly imperfect. So, there you go. Much love, though. Around the same time as Gail and Crosmes. Those two beautiful beings. Really helped me a lot when I started to break out here in Peterborough. Helping connect me to myself. Really. So, invaluable. And they'll always have special places in my heart. Always, and my door's always open. And they're still part of my Begin Within family. They help me begin within. Yep, Fiona Newman of the Healing House School. And Gail and Crosmes of Wisdom Drums International, I believe. I share her stuff on my Begin Within page. And then, of course, Mrs. Tamara White Wolf was in Barrie, and that's where I got these cards from many years ago. And in her shop, that's what made me fall in love with these little shops. I wanted a little shop like Tamara White Wolf had. Earth and Sky Connection. Yeah, she's moved out to Nanaimo, BC, but I believe they still have a physical shop in Barrie. And she's doing stuff online now, too. So, those are some very strong women, had a very big impact on my life. Really did. And the start, helping me start out. Like in Barrie when I was starting down this path on my own. And then since I got here, I started to break out in Peterborough. So I moved to Peterborough in 2008, but I really didn't get out until 2010. So anyway, how goes it for you today? Let's get back to the regulars of the what you call that, right? Our daily path and totems, our daily vibes. What can we learn today? What is there for us to learn today? Going deeper inside, getting down. Look, it looks like I am wearing clothes, and I do have shorts on, okay? But here, we can go, okay, now we're stripping down to the bare essentials. We're going to see ourselves in our vulnerability. One of my instructors said, that there's some kind called the witching hour, when the veil is thinnest, like at 3 a.m. Set an alarm or something. Get up in the middle of the morning. Right? And you'll sit there. And who are you when you've taken everything off and you're just sitting there in you? Are you that body? That's that vessel, the temple. If we treat it as this sacred space, this is our sacred space. Mother Earth, where we can have boundaries on, where we can say, don't touch that, blah, 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 right? We don't, the only thing we have kind of ownership over, but we'll still return to the earth afterwards. Woohoo! Whoa, we can get so deep, right? But let's go deep inside, find who we are. What is that little hiding that he's not that little job anymore? Woo! Woo! Therapy Thursdays, I'm recording it. More birthdays in July. Happy birthday! I think it's the 3rd, the 8th, maybe it's the 23rd. Dang, but my big sister, my Barbie boo, Barb Gravely, Walter Gravely, my big sister, my big bro-in-law. I might get out and see them soon sometime. Love to go see them in Cornwall. But it's my big sister's birthday this month too. I always remember it's in July, but never remember the date. I think it's the end of July because I believe she's might be on the Cancer Leo cusp, I believe. So probably more like the 23rd, maybe. Can't remember. Gotta send her a happy birthday. I know they're busy there. Beautiful couple. Beautiful couple. Made me believe in a love story, right? Since my big sister was married when I met her. Big, tall, huge guy. Come to Pokeroo. I remember that. It was beautiful. And then he had an affair. She went to heal at her family's place, Cornwall. That's where she was from. And I got a call, and then there was somebody she dated before her husband that said, you know, beforehand, I don't want you to marry him, I want you to marry me, but it was too late. So both of them ended up married for 10 years, never had any children, and then things didn't work out. And you know what? They've been together now longer than they were with those first marriages. They've been together since I was 16. A little before I was 16. So 30 years. And they've been married. They travel. They take care of their elderly family. They're in their 70s now, too. I used to love that. My big sister's 10 years older than my mother. Here, let me show you, because this is what I'm looking at over here. Picture of Barb and Walt at the Grand Canyon. They do their traveling. This was something I did in an art therapy. There's my Barbie boo. And Walter, too. My nanny Taylor, my mom's mom. Of course, my daughter. There's me. And my mummy. And there's my nanny Harper. That's my biological father's mom. And there she is with her mom, Christiana. And that's who I'm named after, is Christiana. And there's my nanny. Trudy, she wanted to be called. I remember her telling me that. Her name was Gertrude May. And she liked to be called Trudy. Isn't that beautiful? And this is just a sweetgrass poem in Ojibwe and in English. Isn't that beautiful? That was our healing piece. Oh, here. I won't read the Ojibwe, but I'll read it out. When she awoke, she could smell water. She could hear birds singing. She could feel the sun warm on her face. She could see she was beside a lake of deepest blue. There were bulrushes along the shore. The breeze coming off the water was cool on her skin, but it was so fresh she didn't mind. Somewhere she could smell apple blossoms. She began to walk along the shore. The dew was still on the grass. With each step she took, she could smell sweetgrass. She looked down and saw the grass was sweetgrass. And as she took each new step, the sweetgrass would lay down before her. She knew her journey was over. She was home at last. Cat in there. My name's Sweetgrass Water Medicine Woman. I haven't found all my sweetgrass out there yet. Been going, but the timing will come. Because we need to cleanse out. That's just something that I heard too. Teaching that I heard, whether it was from the smudging ceremonies book or if I'd heard it out there. But we cleanse out that negative. Sweetgrass is used after we do the cleansing, after we use the sage or the cedar or the tobacco, because the sweetgrass calls in those positive energies. And interesting enough too, I heard that sweetgrass is also the man's medicine. Sage, a woman's medicine, and sweetgrass, a man's medicine. Interesting, huh? Anyways, thank you very much. 10 minutes right on the dot. Calling in all of our energies from the east, path of illumination and clarity, place of fire, place of man. Calling back all of our energies from the south, the emotions, the waters, place of innocence and child. Calling back all of our energies from the west, it's the physical, the earth, the woman, place of introspection. Calling back all of our energies from the north, the air, the mental, the wisdom years. And we walk the red road. Our earth walk goes from the south in childhood. Look, that rabbit, because there's lots of things coming up that we're fearing. Are you letting that fear lead? Are you getting in front of that fear? Or are you letting that fear hold you back? Right? Because we can get in front of that fear and help it push us along. Or we can get behind that fear and end up calling all those in. Now, what is that? Right? Because we're going to have that. Let's acknowledge that. Let's face those. We don't have to face it and call it out, whatever, but recognize it. Acknowledging those fears, right? Accept, adapt, adjust is what we were talking about yesterday. So as we're little, and hey, aren't we seem like fearless? Like we don't see that, but the fears are then pushed on us by other adults. Like we're not born afraid of spiders. There's something on the YouTube I was watching too, in these old experiments and stuff. Had a baby sitting outside the tiger's cage. The tiger came charging at it, but the baby's like giggling and laughing until there was a startle response added to it, and then all of a sudden the baby became afraid of that tiger. So let's look at that. Are these fears naturally from us, or are these fears that were put on us? So let's face those fears, and as we face them, not calling them in, but having a look. This fear is here. Let this come up, and okay, let's see, is this true? Is this something that, I should be afraid of? I'm about to jump off the CN Tower. This fear is coming up. Let me acknowledge. Ignore the fear, do it anyway. Splat, there you go. Okay, so fear is a good thing to keep you safe. It's not negative. No emotions is negative. We label them. We label them as such, right? And we get up there and we see that roots in giving. Those fears. Maybe those fears, hey, because it said don't jump off the CN Tower, so we felt that fear, and then okay, I'm going, because I don't want to kill myself. Maybe there's a safer way. Maybe I do a bungee jump. Whatever that is for you, I don't know. But as we get up into the north and we appreciate those days gone by, we see the wisdom years, we see, the strength that we had, and that maybe we need to change cycles or whatever, but see, in those forests, they're all accepted. They all work together. Symbiotic relationships. So let's work with that. Hopefully we have that in our family, but if we don't, we can create that for our own, right? It's seeing that and then, expanding on that wisdom. What is that? Not the bitterness. And east to west is the blue road of spirit. That's the internal timing. We can connect to that heartbeat. We can recalibrate with our Earth Mother. We can call in all those energies. Okay, your will, God, not mine. Whatever that is for you. Creator, your will, not mine. And we follow that. We listen to that internal timing. That internal GPS. That guides us, right? We might be going off the path here, but it helped bring us back to that path, to stay in line with our integrity and who we are. East to west, the blue road of spirit. That's the wisdom of it, to tune in to our own selves, to that reflection that we are. We're getting wiser, and we show that gratitude for everything that we have gone through. And not label good or bad. These are experiences that help to grow and refine us. So we know who we are. We stop accepting who others say we are, and we know who we are. We are all fingerprints of great oneness divine. That expression, right? Creator, God expressing himself in all the ways that it could. Him, herself, all of it. I love it. Our Father God and our Mother Earth, right? Coming together. And look at us little, Father God, Mother Earth babies walking around here. Product of our true and natural parents. All of us. Up, below, and within. Woo! Spread them now. Gonna spread them all out. Spread them. Spread them. Oh, we're spreading them around. Gonna see what they gotta say now. We're swinging and we're turning around. We're gonna swing it, we're gonna turn it around. We're gonna shake this world and turn the system upside down. It's already backwards, so, you know, let's set it right. Let's set it right. We're gonna set it right. We're gonna begin within. We're gonna do this thing one at a time. It's how we change the world. It all begins within one at a time. Can't change it to anybody else. Got to do your part. If you're looking at everybody else, you're not doing your own work. Okay? Alright? We're all responsible. All responsible. Those little babies inside. You know what they need. 15, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Overall. Yes, look at that. We're seeing those cycles and how we can change them in our own lives. It's a little dark there. I want to light a candle then. Okay, how about that? Will you be okay with that? Can I light a candle? Can I take just a second here and light us a candle? Okie dokie. That fine by you? Woohoo. Woohoo. Oh, come on. Ah, there we go. There she be. We'll light the safety candle over here. Here we go. Lights it up. Gotta light it up, up. And one might go out. It did before. There we go. Here we go. Oh, excuse. Here's me now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ow! Okay. Woo, in the transmutation 6 and 7. Look at that there. Alrighty, the cycles and movement, the transformation, that's what we're looking at, right? We need to change those cycles within ourselves. Ow. Burn, 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 burn. Right? Transmuting that shit. Look, I got the snakes on. That's just what we're doing. We can sit there and roll around in the shit. Look at all the shit. My life's been shit and blah, blah, blah. Shit is fertilizer. We can roll around and what am I going to do with all this shit? There's so much shit. Shit makes the best, right? Those cycles and the movement. We plant those seeds, right? Use that shit as fertilizer and then we water that shit with our tears. Water those seeds with our tears, and that's how we create that new growth. That's how we transmute all of that shit. But this is what we're doing. This is what it's all about. 6, 7. We're taking those steps, right? Or the countdowns on. Whatever that is. We're transmuting those shit. We're creating the cycles in the movement. But first we must recognize, right? Acknowledge, accept, adjust. Acknowledge, adapt, adjust. So we see what these cycles are. Right? How we have adapted to them, but now we can adjust it to now set us down the right path, because maybe there was the intentions were pure, but then what the actions were not lining up with the intentions, and then you get a different result, right? The road to hell is paved with good intentions, but let's make sure our intentions are lining up with our actions, and our actions are lining up with our intentions, right? And then we see too, like a child wants to help. Their intention is to help, but they don't know how. They don't have that experience, and sometimes they can make more of a mess. And then how do we as the adults then respond to that? So then do we give up trying to help? Because everything we do, no matter how hard we try to help, we end up making things worse. We end up making more of a mess, and blah, 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 blah. Everybody's just mad at us, so let's just fight. Let's just give up. So when he does that, do you see the cycles in that? Maybe we can create shifts and movement in that, because it's there. This is kind of like a human thing. We got to fight these human tendencies to just give up then. Right? Is it a human thing? Or is that a cycle that's been... I don't know. Let us see what that is. 1950. Reflecting. reflecting. There we go. There we go. Look in that moment energy, that receiving. That's that North Shield, that wisdom. Turning that shit into fertilizer. Oh, don't put that finger over the flame because it'll hurt. Okay? Don't put finger over flame. It'll hurt. Fire, burn. Ow. Oh, that camouflage. Look at that. There's the coyote in that. Can we laugh at ourselves? Do we hide? Coyote has that wisdom. Or the fox. Excuse me. Foxy. 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 I love Foxy. That's the wisdom. Fox, they call that the sly fox. Well, because if they're out hunting fox will double back on its tracks and go circles. So when you're trying to track fox, you don't know which way fox has gone. As its little kits, keeps the kits safe. So, and its coat changes as well in the winters and things because it is that camouflage. It blends in. The fox knows when to blend in and when to stand out. That's the wisdom of fox. Being grateful. Being grateful. Because it is both the predator and the prey. Very interesting. But we have hid out. We kept this baby safe. Maybe that was the wisdom. We can be thankful. The things that we went through, that maybe our baby hid some things from us inside. You know, the psyche to protect us until a time comes that we are ready and we can handle this information. So, let's look at that. How's the things made us bitter or wiser? Are we trying to hide out? But now we can start to show our colors. Right now, we've got our beautiful coats. It's time to come on out. No more hiding. We are all born to be these unique expressions. We're all individuals. Individual. But we're all part of Creator. Individual. The individual. Create oneness, divine, whatever. Indivine, dividing itself up. And then we all come back together. We go through that as child, divide ourselves up. These parts are accepted here, camouflage those parts, hide those parts. But then we can be grateful because we can bring all those parts back together and feel whole once again. It all begins within each and every single individual. No exceptions. We're all responsible to help this little baby to grow up in wisdom. But the wisest part, to make sure to keep this inner child alive, to be playful. Right? To not take our lives so seriously, but be serious about living our lives to the fullest. That's what we are here for. Not to come down and escape right back again. To learn. Let's not skip out on this journey that creates that expansion, gives us more wisdom. Whew! And then we take that action based on that and those reflections, going deep inside. What's the stuff that we hid? What was camouflaged? What was the purpose of that? It served a purpose at that time. And then we continue to do it. It holds us back. What is that? That action. That truth. Truth as protection. Truth as protection. There's the fear. 12 makes it 3, and then 30 is a 3. That's the truth as protection. We can call in those fears by getting caught up in all the smoke and mirrors and distractions, or we can stay focused on the truth. Sticking to the truth, not the fears that the lies are going to win and all of that, because the lies have taken over. Lots. It's about the power and control. Overpower, not empower. But the truth is protection. When we feel empowered, we can look at those fears and we can get ahead of those fears. It's not that we're never going to be afraid, because hey, there'd never be a need for bravery or courage. You need to feel that fear first to get in tune with your own bravery and your own courage and your own confidence and abilities and who you are. That you could face any challenge, because you know what? You're a fingerprint of the Great Oneness Divine. All of us aren't, no exceptions. That's the truth. That's the protection. guided. All is forgiven. Like me, I go, oh, come on with me, sweet Jesus. I'm about to sin. I know you already forgiven me for it, so I'm about to do it now. But seriously, I joke about it, but I really do that. And since I was a kid, since I was little, if I'm going to go get in trouble, I am taking swords with me. Because I know these people take advantage of me. Lots of people take advantage of me. I didn't know how to tell the difference. I still have a very hard time telling the difference because I want to see the good in people. I want to see the God in people. Because it's in everyone. No exceptions. You know, we fear that it's not there. That, hey, maybe this is just it. What's that? Face those fears. We don't know until we get there. So let's live this life the best. This life, this one time. We get this life, this one time. What are you doing with that? The one time living this life in that manifestation that you are right now, as you are. You're trying to get out of it as quick as you can. Get moving on to the next one. What if nothing comes after? What if this is it? What if we go to nothing? Whoa, chills. We don't know till we get there. Cut these at the wisdom up here. What does this say? We don't know till we get there. So what are you doing with this one life, this one time? Reincarnation, whatever you believe. This one life, this one time. Reflections. Let's reflect on that. Look at that. We got a 2, a 3, a 4. Wow, almost got the 5, 6, 7. Look at that. That's smoke and mirrors. Those reflections, we are a reflection of our great oneness divine. Look at that expression that you are. Yes, you are. No exceptions. No exceptions. So do you limit yourself then? There's that Sundance. There's that 6. No, we needed a 5. Here's a 10. 2 plus 8 is 10. Those are those boundaries. Are those boundaries keeping you in now, or are they helping to set you free? Do you see the wisdom in that? We see the cycles. If we keep repeating those cycles, what's going on in our lives, everything that's outside of us is a reflection of what's happening inside, right? Everything that's going on in us is maybe a reflection of the confusion that maybe Creator's in. Well, I don't know. What is that for you? Get in tune with that for yourself, because we all can, no exceptions. We don't need those middlemans. We put the boundaries and limits on ourselves. And some boundaries are good. They keep us safe, protect our sacred space. Others are just coming out of that fear, and we place too many boundaries that we are blocking ourselves in. This baby can't have that free expression. Oh, woo! What is that for you? Look, and if you don't like that reflection you see, maybe those beings around you, maybe you need to change those beings around you. Right? When we're trying to turn over a new leaf or whatever, and, you know, doing things in a different way sometimes. Some are still caught in those cycles and movements. So, hey, that's fine. If they're happy with that and they keep going in that, like that snake that keeps eating itself in that infinite thing, well, that's their choice. We are all free will beings. But if we do ours, we can create those ripples, and eventually they will see. Who's happier? You know, the ones that whine and complain all the time, or the ones that appreciate and are grateful? Right? Because gratitude brings more to be grateful for. Bitterness brings more to be bitter for. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Okay, we're creating those cycles and movement, transmuting those shits. Okay. Shits. That's right, because it's going to be more than one. There's a whole lot out there. And as we do that for ourselves, within ourselves, that's helping to transmute the shit of the world too. Because it all begins within. Begins within. Each individual, individe, you all. Right? And accepting recognition as being part of this whole. That's what that is. There needs to be that exchange. and accepting recognition. Yeah, we have the heroes. No, ma'am, to be of service is reward enough. Yes, it can be. But then sometimes we get so drained. It is not heroic, you know. We had our martyrs and all that out there. Now it's time to accept that exchange. Because then nobody's feeling drained. When everybody is giving, nobody is feeling drained. But there has to be an exchange. For me, because this is therapy, but I keep doing this, but if I put that obligation on myself, I'm not getting much exchange from it. You know, I get comments and things like that, which is good. It keeps me going. This is helping me, and if it just helps one, you know, or those few that have commented that has helped, then I will keep doing this. But there has to be that exchange. And eventually, this will become part of Patreon or whatever, because I can't keep it going like this. Because now I need to increase my income to be able to maintain my home in these dreams. So I have to accept that recognition. I have to start asking for a fee or whatnot. Right? So we can look at, and we can, you know, somebody says, look at how far you've come, you've done a great job, instead of going, ah, no, and bursting that. Let's accept that. Let that come in. People say, what a wonderful person you are. You've helped me so much. I'll go, it's nothing. That's what I used to do. Oh, I'm no better than anybody else, but, you know, because then if I took that on too much, your head's swelling, your head's going to get too big, you know. So now I don't let it go to my head. I let it go straight down to my confidence and help. Oh, yeah, that's good. I accept that recognition because that's how I want it to be. So, right? I was proud of myself for this, and then here, Creator gave me somebody else to help show me that they're proud of me, that Creator's proud of me. Right? Because we are all doing Creator's work in some way, whether we know it or not. We can get in tune with that and align with that will, so then we know. Then we're working with that purpose as well and aligning with that attention. And then it just boom, 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 boom. Because we're not using our energy. We're aligning with Creator's will and not our own will in the highest and best interest of all. So things just go boom, boom, boom. We don't get caught up in the worry. If we don't keep spinning, if we don't keep going, I'm not doing this because of that fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Right? Above, below, within. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to shake out two. Two came out with that one. For the camouflage and the North Shield, the wisdom and the gratitude. And we got temperance. I just want to show you on the bottom. We're integrating that all. So the Eight of Bowls. Journey of love. The Two of Arrows. We're aiming high. Aiming high to that truth as protection. Right here we are. The aiming high. Truth as protection. That Eight of Bowls. The journey of love. That journey of loving yourself as part of creation. As a divine fingerprint. Love yourself as that. Knowing that we all are that. It's not above, not below, right? As above, so below. Whatever, but as humans, no matter what your title, there is no human above any other human. No human below any other human. Living and learning. Okay? Even those dark ones can be doing God's work. But it's all God. There is nothing that is not. Everything is, was, and will be. I don't know. What is it that you believe? You don't have to believe something for it to be the truth. Right? You don't have to believe in God for God to believe in you. It's so true. So now we look at that truth. That is the truth. We have nothing to fear. Fear God. Because why do we fear man when God can, if it created it all, can destroy it all, like, boom. So let's put that fear in the right place. Because if we're going to serve what we fear, let's serve Great Oneness Divine. Whatever you call it. That one that loves everybody unconditionally. And accepts all. The one that teaches the golden rules. Whatever that is for you. One that says peace. You're all my children. And I love you all. And I want you all home with me. And we can come home right now as we're walking this earth journey. Because this is what we're here for. walk this earth journey and to pass on that knowledge. So we learn those cycles and those movements. Here, these are the times you plant. These are the times we fertilize. This is what we do. And because we are feeding the cities up here, the city is dependent on the farmers. The farmers are not dependent on the city. Okay? We do not get our food from grocery stores. Where does that come from? The corporates are not our origins. They are not the ones that keep giving us life. They would like us to think that's where it all comes from. We need corporations in order to survive on this earth. We were surviving long before any corporations came along. So we pass on that traditional knowledge. We don't need to fear that. We don't need to fear the plants. We don't have to call it savage and whatever. Excuse me. I'd asked one Christian one time, because Jesus came to save those that weren't following. So maybe that's why Jesus wasn't over here on Turtle Island, because they were already living the way God wanted us all to live. Respect for everything. Everything. Part of that great oneness divine. Everything coming from the void, going back to the void. Everything that ever was, will be, and is. And is not. And we keep passing on that knowledge. What is the knowledge that we're passing on now? What are we training our kids for? Corporations, business. We take out all of the humanity. We're human beings. Why are we taking humanity out of everything? Especially these court systems and things like that. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Passing on that knowledge. These aren't broken systems. This is nothing new. So, but then when somebody points it out, oh, let's make an example out of this one. They're one of those. Well, let's look at that. Let's change that system. Pass on that knowledge. Those experiences that you had. Because till it is shown, and it has been shown. So let's not focus on how it's broken. Let's focus on those solutions. Passing on those knowledge of how we can create a more peaceful world. How these places that are supposed to protect children will actually protect those children. Putting their own egos aside. Okay? We need to put our own egos aside. 6, 7, 8, 9. Where was that? 10 I saw. That 10. The boundaries. Whoa, look at that. Okay, and then we have the tops and bottoms here. Look at that. We got half the time. And the grandfathers that are with us. That's the ascension. The star. Our morning star. The grandfathers who have walked before us. We're learning, and it's passing on that knowledge, and we can still connect to them. All our relations, they have left so much for us to explore and discover. We can do it on our own. We can do it with guidance. We can call them in, because they haven't just left us alone. There you go. Figure it all out on your own. No, it's our own stubbornness. We think we know it all. We think we know it all. We don't need that help. Oh, no. I know what this is, so I am going to strengthen up my opinion. Clench my opinion. Holding on to my opinions tight in these cycles. This is just the way it is. But look at that. That's that steadfast mind. What are we clinging to? Are we going to break that old... the system's broken already. How do we fix it? Okay, we look above. We say, Spirit, help us. Help us to align with your will. Because you have the greatest vision of all great oneness divine. We can't see with our human minds. We are limited. So limited with our human brains. So what is that? The 10 of arrows is the thought, the end. No, that's not the end of struggle. That was another one that ends that struggle. But look at that steadfast mind aligning with the truth. That's a 10 again. How many times do I have to say? That's a 10. That's right. Aligning with that steadfast mind. Aligning with those who come before us, right? Sweet Jesus got all my relations. That's what it's all about. Okay, so how is that going for you? Acknowledge those fears. Be grateful for those fears. Otherwise, we would need that bravery and that courage, right? See how those boundaries are holding you in and stopping your expansion. Accept that recognition. You know, give that to yourself, right? Hands up across your chest. Pat yourself on the back because you have survived 100% of everything that you have gone through. You are still here. So you're meant to be here. Yeah, how do you know you're meant to be here? Because you are here. You have a divine purpose here. Even that's just to build your own little home, find that peace within yourself, and be the fullest, most beautiful expression of you as you were made by the divine. Woo! We can do this, people. We got this. Look at that, 4026. Mwah. Love you all. Biggest heart hugs ever. Yes. Thank you for being you, shining your light through in everything you do, because this world really needs you to be you. Because if you're not, then the world will be missing out on that beautiful light that it's yours to shine. Shine it bright. Add it all. Because the sky would be awfully dark with just one star in it. Right? Shine. We all deserve to shine. Every single one. No exceptions. Absolutely no exceptions. Love you. Thank you.